We are so happy Dr. Shwetang and Dr. Kanishka and the team from Brahma Kumaris, they are here this morning. They are going to talk about finding peace amidst chaos through the power of Raja Yoga meditation. How useful that would be. Today's session is going to be definitely helping all of us because we can apply that knowledge in our day-to-day lives. We are so thankful to Shivji and Rajniji and the whole family. Rajniji has prepared the lunch for everybody today, and with the help of Suhani and Rajniji are here. So we are thankful to the whole family for organizing this event and sponsoring the lunch. We are thankful for everybody to come here, and we look forward to an amazing session today. Just before we start, I would like to tell a little bit about Dr. Shwetang and Dr. Kanishka. Shwetang Agarwal has practiced Raja Yoga meditation as taught by the Brahma Kumaris for the past 25 years and has passionately experimented with the principles and methods of Raja Yoga meditation to achieve higher levels of clarity and equanimity in his life. Professionally, Dr. Shwetang Agarwal is a cardiac anesthesiologist.
Yeah, it's not that easy to say that.
Anesthesiologist. Maybe I can't write this down.
Yeah, much better.
Kanishka Agarwal. Dr. Kanishka, she is professionally trained as a pediatrician in India. She has a great passion for music. Wow, that's nice. Which earned her a graduation in violin in Indian classical music as a teenager. She has been a Raja Yoga meditation practitioner for the past 25 years with the Brahma Kumaris. Her interest in meditation and spirituality drew her towards earning a PhD in mind-body medicine from Saybrook University, California. That's interesting. She loves to integrate music, medicine, and meditation to heal the self and others. And of course, we are going to benefit today from her knowledge. So, thank you again. Thanks for coming and enlightening us with your knowledge and wisdom today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shall I take this mic?
Yes. Any is fine. Yeah. Thank you.
Om Shanti. So in Brahma Kumaris we start with Om Shanti as a greeting, but also as a gentle reminder of who we truly are. Om Shanti means very simply, Om is I am and Shanti is peace. So it's a true reminder on a constant basis that we are inherently peaceful beings. So yeah, I look forward to the interaction we're going to have today with all of you. It's a great opportunity to be here. We came here, I guess, 2 times in the past, if I'm not mistaken, and it was the older building, I guess the same venue but the older building, and it was a great experience then. We met lots of lovely people, and I can still remember some of the faces, although you may have remembered me and Kanishka, but I apologize for not remembering you. I want to definitely thank Shivji, only because it was his initiative. The last time as well, it was he who had initiated the whole process of us coming to Greenville. But this time it was definitely something just out of the blue. One day he said, would you like to come to Greenville, to the same temple that you visited? It has become so much more beautiful, so much new, and we can have an event here. So we said, yeah, why not? And then we had Jayashriji, who collaborated with, or Shivbai collaborated with Jayashriji, and this event was made possible. So one thing I've always seen Shivji as a very gentle soul, a very kind-hearted soul, very humble-hearted, and the same I found with Jayashriji. It is such a privilege to know her, privilege to be interacting with her in the past couple of months that we have interacted. Her each email, I don't see her right now, I think she's, her each email was so lovely. I mean, it's rare to see this kind of communication in today's day and age. So we appreciate you so much. We also appreciate the lovely team that has come. Many more were supposed to come, but at the last moment they had to back out because of health issues. But they have come with us. They are, in a way, the backbone. They help so much. They are constant and regular meditation practitioners for the past many years. Each one of them is a fervent effort maker, if you will, in spirituality. So yeah, thank you for coming. So, I guess without further ado, let's get going. Let's hold the thought of Om Shanti. What we talked about earlier, just a little while back, what I said about Om Shanti. See, we all want peace, but to understand that we are inherently peaceful beings. You understand? The more we want peace, the more peace becomes elusive. It's almost as if we're kicking the can further down the road. But what we're going to talk about today is the most ancient wisdom of the universe. The wisdom that all the ancient yogis and mystics knew about. The code that they knew that could give them eternal peace, constant happiness. And in a way, of course, we'll talk about many more things, but in a way it boils down to this deep understanding of Om Shanti. So let's take a moment together to forget whatever else you have thought about yourself so far. Maybe you don't see yourself as a peaceful being. Maybe in the midst of the chaos that's going on in the world, you do get affected by that and become peaceless, become agitated. But for a little bit, set that all aside and see yourself as a truly peaceful being. That peace is your inherent nature. It's not even I feel peace, but the truth of the matter is I am peace. You are peace. Right away, the energy starts to shift. How can you need peace if you're already peace? How can you ever be peaceless if you're already peace? How can you ever be deprived of peace if you're truly peace? So it's the reminder of who you are. So for a little bit, forget about the external world as well. As if nothing exists beyond the space that you're sitting in. No roads, no buildings, no mountains, no valleys. And even in this room, feel as if for a little bit, it's just you, no one else. Also feel as if there is no past and there is no future. As if a big wave came along and washed away all of the past, all of the future. So all that is left really is the here, because there's nothing else. And the now. Because no other time exists. biases. Feel as if there's a complete void outside this room. So your mind can't go anywhere. It's just you. You and the chair that you're sitting on. Feel as if even the roof, the ceiling, the walls, and the floor as well of the space have disappeared. Just you. But who is the you? Is your body you? Are your thoughts you? Is your mind you? Are your feelings you? Your desires, your aspirations, your ambitions, your dreams, your biases, your prejudices, are they you? You actually are a soul, just a point of light, the life force. So feel as if even the body has disappeared. And along with the body, all of those things that I said a little while back, all of them are gone too. Just you, the energy that animates your body, the life force that is inherently peaceful. That's it. Felt good. Yeah. It's a good experience. So what I was thinking, instead of listening to a lecture, which can be quite boring sometimes, especially in today's day and time, where our attention span is so short, I was thinking we can have a dialogue.
And I was actually thinking of a dialogue.
In which you all can.
Yeah, you all can participate so that we feel a sense of family. It's not like a lecture or something, but it's like we all are together and we all are kind of, on a journey together.
We are really, in a way, children of one God. So we are all brothers and sisters, members of one family. So let this be an open conversation. Feel free to chip in. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to interact. And yes, I like that word that you use, trialogue.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, Anisha, the topic that we are supposed to talk on is about peace. Peace in the midst of chaos. And so why don't we start with what is peace? And you like to use that mnemonic.
But before we talk about what is peace, maybe we can ask our lovely family members what is their understanding of peace. What does peace mean to you? Just take a moment to think about it, and maybe you can share what you think about this word peace.
You're welcome to take the microphone if you wish to.
I think it's a good idea to have a microphone so that in the recording also we have it.
Peace is something like when in situations like when you are in a crisis or when you are very happy about any situation, you don't lose your balance. So you don't really get affected by, suppose you get a good promotion and then you're very happy about it, but you don't get too excited and go out of your way. Or when there is a situation when you're in crisis. And that's when that most of us really lose our peace.
That's wonderful. What you talked about is a very deep state, very elevated stage, if you will. Sthit Pragna is how it has been described in Bhagavad Gita, the total equanimity.
Right. Yeah, that balance is kind
Yeah,
of
that's
easy.
beautiful.
It's not easy, it sounds easy when somebody says to you, but being in that condition and then still not losing your balance
That's true.
is very challenging.
Mhm.
For sure. Yeah, thank you for sharing. Yes.
And actually people like to learn how to balance their bodies, right? People go to gym and do so many different kind of exercises.
Yoga,
Yoga
Pilates.
and all of that. And
Yeah.
but when it comes to mental balance, it's that also we need to go to gym, and that is through the practice of meditation. Yes.
Just remaining witness of the situation and not get entangled with the transactions, because we are like day to day, right from morning till evening.
Yeah.
So that's fine. So right from the morning till evening, we are having transactions,
Yeah.
right? And this day-to-day transactions, we get so much involved
Right.
through our emotions, through our, all of those. And if we could just withdraw from that and see that it's all happening for a reason
Beautiful.
and not get entangled, we see that everything automatically settles itself,
Oh.
So you mean peace means detachment,
detachment.
right?
Yes.
Because peace means balance, peace means detachment.
But also such a learned audience we have. What you talked about in Bhagavad Gita, it is written as Sakshi Drishta, to be a witness, to see but not see, not get entangled. So that's really deep. It's really deep. And in a way, which we will talk about, try to talk about as well, that there's a divine intelligence far bigger than all of us combined. And the more we try to intervene, the more we create more chaos. Awesome. Thank you for your sharing as well. No? I guess that's it.
Yes.
So why did you?
So I was thinking about this word peace, and the thought that came to me was the definition that was given by WHO in relation to health, and we have doctors also here, right? So health, what is health? According to WHO definition, health is not just the absence of disease or infirmity, but it is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So if we think about peace in relation to this definition, I was thinking that peace is not just the absence of external conflict or battle or war, but actually it's a state of complete stillness at the level of our thoughts, where there is no disturbance, no trace of any disturbance at the level of our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions. So that comes back to the same word, balance. There is internal equality. We are not affected by anything that is happening in the external world, but we are able to maintain our inner stability. So that is what I was thinking about, this word peace.
And oftentimes we think that if everything around us is peaceful, it will be great, then we can be peaceful. But things around us are never going to be peaceful. In fact, we are seeing in the world around us, there's more and more chaos. And despite all the chaos, to be able to maintain that inner stability is what we will learn today. And I quickly want to share a story of that king. There was a king once who had organized a competition for his kingdom, people who were living in his kingdom, to create the perfect picture of peace. And so there were quite a few entries. And finally he chooses two. And he says, I'm going to make the final choice tomorrow in the court. And so everybody's excited, who's going to get the prize. And so the next day, he shows both of these paintings to the entire court. One was what you would think as a perfect picture of peace, nice valleys and mountains and sunset or sunrise or something like that, something very peaceful in a way, birds chirping in the distance. But the other picture was it was dark, it was black. It was showing torrential rain, there was thunder, clouds, dark clouds, lightning, waterfall that was going to go crazy almost. And so they were like people who were watching, who were there, they were like, the picture doesn't even stand a chance. But eventually that was the picture that got the prize. And so everybody was curious. They asked the king, the king was wise, so they knew that he had seen something in that picture, but they wanted to know what he had seen. So then he revealed that if you look very closely at this picture, behind this waterfall, in that small hole, there is a nest. In that there is a bird sitting with its kids, its children, baby birds, in total peace. So true peace is when you're able to maintain your inner stability, inner balance, equanimity, despite the chaos that is happening around us. And that's what we're going to learn today, how to create that.
So we need to understand where peace resides. You often say that peace resides within, and we keep looking for peace everywhere. As we share the story of a king, I would like to share the story of a queen. So there once upon a time there was a queen and she had a precious necklace. And one day it so happened that she thought that she had lost her necklace. And she was looking for it everywhere because it was really, she loved that necklace. So it was declared in the entire kingdom that whoever would find Queen's necklace would get a huge reward. So everyone started looking for it, but no one was able to find it. And the king was really very disappointed. And out of great disappointment, she happened to see her face in the mirror. And what she found? She was wearing the necklace around her neck. So this is what peace is about. That peace is actually within us. But we are looking for peace everywhere. People are going everywhere to find peace, maybe close to ocean or in a beautiful garden. Yes, of course, you will experience peace over there. But for how long? It's not going to last forever. You go for a vacation, you enjoy, and then you come back, and you will even go
Stressed, actually.
stressed. Because you lose money, and then you lose time, and
Then
then
you have a bunch of emails waiting for you, where your box is flooded with emails. So many different things that happen. So good, I agree with you. So we have to search for the peace within, and how do we go within? That's what you will learn more.
yeah, we say that peace is somewhere out there in the nature, but actually in this world, nature is so beautiful that one is outside nature and one is our inner nature. So our inner nature is actually peaceful. We are peaceful beings. It's not that when we go outside in the nature that nature is going to give us peace. But actually nature triggers our inner peace. Peace is already within us. But the outside nature, the calmness of the outside nature triggers the peace that is already within us. So when we understand this, that peace is within us, then we don't even have to go somewhere to experience peace. We can go within us and we can experience our own inner nature. It is a beautiful nature within us. And then we don't have to even spend any money. And you can go there whenever you wish to. You don't have to think about taking days off from your work.
It can be a daily routine. In fact, you can work or you can function from that inner space. That's what we will learn. But I was thinking, Kanisha, before you go on to that mnemonic that you were telling me earlier, about peace, I was thinking, why do we even need to experience peace? Why do we need to really look out for peace, if you will? What does peace do? And I was thinking, we can ask the audience, our learned members of the audience, why do you need peace? What does peace do? Does it help?
Helps with blood pressure.
Yeah, that's right.
Give us satisfaction and calmness.
But why? So what does that do? What is the benefit of that?
We feel like
Good. You feel good.
very calm and we feel we don't need anything.
Yeah.
We are satisfied
Right.
and
Good.
and we
Yeah, so true. we have physicians in the audience as well. We have known now that when the mind is stressed, then the body cannot be healthy. It's a known fact now. In fact, what we are now discovering, and again, even this is a known fact, that when we are angry, upset, stressed, then there's something called as telomerase enzyme. These are, so telomeres are the ends of the chromosomes, and the longer the ends of the chromosomes or the telomeres, the longer we live, and the shorter they are, the less we live. So when we are peaceful, then there's telomerase lengthening. When we are stressed, there's telomerase shortening. So if you want to live long, if you want to live healthy without blood pressure, diabetes and whatever else, or even many other problems nowadays, these chronic illnesses, cancer, what have you, all of these are because of stress. So we all want to not spend our hard-earned money in healthcare, right? On our healthcare, going to doctors, it's painful. So it is in our best interest to experience peace, practice peace, and truly be in peaceful state. But also, there's one very important reason that when we are peaceful, we can actually make better decisions. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen that when you are in a state of chaos, then you end up making wrong decisions, and then you repent. And then, why did I do that? I shouldn't have done that. We make rash decisions when we are in a chaotic state. And even a small decision can change the course of our lives. So if we want to make the right decisions, grow financially, what we do, all those things, if we want to have a better business, better relationships, then peace is an important component in our lives. Yeah. So I hope we don't have to talk more about the need for peace, right? I think we have already sold that idea to one of you. Yeah. Peace is an important commodity. No? We all need
Someone wants to say something?
You want?
It's a question, and just wanted to understand. So if there is always peace, how do we know it is peace? Because until unless there is a chaos, then only you will know. There is just like yin yang or bad good.
Yeah.
So until unless there is some kind of thing happening, then only you will understand what is peace.
Exactly.
But if you are in the peace state all the time, how do you know you are in peace?
That's a wonderful question. There is enough chaos out there to create the contrast that you are looking for. Do you need to create your inner chaos to be able to enjoy your peace? Not necessarily.
You mentioned equanimity earlier. Of course, we want to avoid the downward spikes, but when we're excitable, is that considered a peace state as well? Are we trying to stay even keel and avoid all spikes up and down, or only the downward ones?
Yes, very good question. Yeah. If you go back into the ancient scriptures, all the ancient mystics, they all talk about this fact that whenever there are these up spikes too, they also actually don't help the soul, don't help the spirit. In medicine too, when we have too much of variability in blood pressure, highs and lows, we would say, what's the big deal about high blood pressure? Lows are bad. But when we have these up and downs, especially in anesthesia, when you come for surgery, we try to maintain your blood pressure close to your normal. So in general, the universe wants to maintain a balance. Balance is a state of the universe, really. When the balance is lost, that's when there are more problems. So even the up spikes actually are not helpful. You might, from medicine point of view, when you drink coffee, you feel an up. Or some people drink alcohol or do drugs. So there's an up spike. But what does that do? Immediately after that, what does it do? So up will always lead to down. That's why that state of equanimity is important. Yes?
going extreme of anything in life is not beneficial. For example, not eating at all versus too much eating. Both are dangerous, right?
Even Aristotle has talked about the golden mean. The golden mean is what serves the soul the most. But excellent questions, yes.
So, in search of equilibrium and peace, are we also losing out on joy? Because we are avoiding the sorrows, but are we losing out the joy and happiness too? In search of peace.
Very good question. No. Joy is also a state of the peak of the soul, the inherent nature of who you are. But what we are talking about is this excitement, that hyper-excited states, which don't serve the soul anything. Sadness, some people even try to justify sadness, that we should have sadness, but it doesn't help. That's not the way the ancient mystics used to live. They were always in happiness, always in bliss, always in joy, always in peace. And so the meditation that we in Brahma Kumari's practice, and we can go into that, Kanishta, now, we call it as Raja Yoga meditation, and we'll go deeper into that. And so Raja Yoga meditation actually takes all the beautiful information that these ancient mystics had, and to be able to practice that in our day-to-day lives, so that we too can enjoy the true joy of life. Right now we are not enjoying. We are struggling, we are suffering in so many different ways. But just like those ancient mystics, we too can experience the true joy of life. Yeah. So Kanishta, why don't we go into that?
Yeah.
Or you want to talk about the demonic? Which one we want to go first?
Yeah, maybe I will talk a little bit about mnemonic and
Yeah, Kanishta likes to make these things up. So whatever the topic is, she comes up with,
because it's easy to remember, right? We all like to move towards easy things in life. So I was thinking if I can come up with something, 5 things that you can do to experience peace. So PEACE. So 5, so that you can take something with you and go back home. So the first P stands for purity. If you want to experience peace in life, then the first and foremost thing that is needed is the cleanliness of the mind, the purity of the mind, the purity of our inner space. Whatever we put in our mind, that affects our physical body as well. We all like to keep our houses clean. If you want to visit some place, we would like to visit that place that is neat and clean. See, this temple also is so clean and neat. And we go for dental cleaning every 6 months, right? And we wash our body every day. So we all love cleanliness. But what about mental cleaning? Dental cleaning is, of course, we go for it. But what about mental cleaning? Because we don't do this type of cleaning on a regular basis, this is the reason why we are not able to experience peace. Because if our inner space is clean, then we will be able to experience that very easily. Because peace is our inner treasure, very precious energy that we all have within us. And why we are not able to access this energy, I'll give you an example. If you, for example, if you lose your key, very precious key, you have access to all your treasures through that key. There is one heap of garbage, and by chance you lose that key in that garbage. So it will be so hard for you to find that key, right? So similarly, we have made our minds like a heap of garbage.
Clutter.
And how do we do that? We all experienced in that, right? Going to the past, thinking too much about the past, or worrying too much about the future, creating waste thoughts, unnecessary thoughts, thoughts that are gossips. Gossip, yes, people like to gossip.
No one here likes to gossip, right? No. This is a unique group.
So, but in general, this is how we make our inner space so dirty.
There's a word, even in Sanskrit, I don't know what's the original word, but the word in Hindi is parchita. When we think about others for no reason, what is that person doing, what's that person not doing, which car are they buying, which television are they buying, things like that, which don't pertain to us. We get so engaged in those things. So that's how we contaminate our minds.
Right.
Yeah, we create that much of clutter, and that's why we can't find what is truly there in our minds.
Right. So that's why it's very important to feed our mind with right kind of thoughts, just like we feed our physical body. If we feed our physical body with junk food, then what is going to happen to the body? We all know about it. So similarly, we need to feed our mind with pure thoughts. And what are pure thoughts? That's what we will be discussing in a moment. So that is the first thing, peace stands for purity. There is a beautiful slogan that we use in Brahma Kumaris, that purity is the mother of peace and happiness. Purity is the mother of peace and happiness. So, in this purity, then definitely peace and happiness will follow, because peace and happiness are the children. Wherever mother will go, children will follow her, right? So, that is first. That's why I took this purity first.
Good. So we can take a few moments to pause here, and I just wanted to check in with all of you. How many of you today now feel inspired to not let your inner space, your mind, get contaminated? Yes, all of you. You want to preserve that inner space now? Just like you wouldn't want some insects or mosquitoes or lizards to enter your house, you won't allow the past. How many of you enjoy going into the past? No one here, right? Yeah. Past is a favorite place. Yeah.
Your mother-in-law said this thing to me 20 years ago.
And I know sisters, mothers, they like to go into the past. Brothers like to go into the future.
Yes.
What will happen to my 401k? Yeah, how many of you are thinking about that? How much did the money appreciate in the past 1 year, and what is going to happen next month? All that. So no future, no past for a little bit. Just think about the present. Because what I think that gentleman had said, whatever will be, right? There's an intelligence far bigger than all of us that's taking care of things. It doesn't help to worry. Of course, we have to prepare about the past, the future. Of course, we have to learn from the past. But dwelling in the past or dwelling in the future does no good. So yes, so we won't allow that contamination to happen, nor will we allow other people's thoughts to come into our minds. Right?
There is one formula that I would like to share here. Very simple formula that you can use to manage your mind management, and that is SOS. Whenever any thought comes in your mind, just stop. Stop. Observe. O stands for to observe. Observe the quality of your thought and ask yourself, is this thought really needed in this moment? Is this thought going to serve me in any way? And if not, then next S is steer. You steer in that direction which is going to serve you. Just like we say that learning meditation is like learning how to drive your mind. Just like you're driving your car, then you see some kind of obstacle, then you stop, then you observe, you look around here and there, and then you find a way, and then you steer your car in that direction. So just like that, you have to do the same thing with your own mind. Yes? You remember this? Okay.
And it is a learned behavior. Now we are realizing, even in neuroscience experiments and in psychology, that pretty much everything is a learned behavior. our habit of worrying, which we are very good at. Right? I've done PhD in that. Yeah, worrying. So that's also a learned behavior. So similarly, positive thinking can also be a learned behavior. Not thinking about the past and the future or about others is also something that we can train our minds to do.
Yeah, there is this concept of neuroplasticity, right? That it was initially thought that the brain cannot grow after a certain period of time. But then, it was found that it is possible to
Evolve the
brain,
brain.
yeah.
Till the last moment of our lives,
Right.
it's constantly evolving.
Brain is plastic, brain is malleable, you can, mold it. And I like to use this word, in Brahma Kumaris, use this word mold. If you mold yourself, if you are flexible, then you become real gold. If you want to become real gold, that means you're really valuable, then you need to learn the art of molding yourself. And you must say, when you try to mold yourself, then you will see that the change will happen very easily and very quickly. It's just that you have to be aware of it. Yeah?
So you go to the next one now, E.
Yes, so E. So, yeah, I was, this flexibility actually you can bring to the second alphabet, E, to embrace. Embrace the change. Usually what happens, any kind of change, what happens? Any kind of change? If you see, there is clear, so there is always resistance, some kind of resistance. You don't want to make see any kind of change. But if you learn the art of embracing any kind of change in your life, moving, then your life will become very easy. In today's world, what happens? There is this race. I am right, you are wrong. Right? This is what happens. You just want to prove your point. Everyone wants to prove your point. My way or highway. Right? This is what happens. But if we learn to, give respect to others, learn to, especially maybe the art of listening. No one has the patience to listen to anyone. Active listening is so important. You just want to reply, and then there is this knee-jerk reaction. Instead of responding with love, responding with respect, no one wants to listen to anyone. This word listen, if you play with this word listen, then there is another beautiful word that comes from this.
Silent.
Silent, very good, yes. So if you learn the art of going within and experiencing their silence, then even when you are having some kind of conversation with anyone, just listen to that person, just take a pause, just go into that silence, and then respond. And then you will see your response will be so beautiful.
And it will automatically create peace in your life.
Yes.
When we respond erratically, knee-jerk reflexes like Kanishka was sharing, then we repent, right? We feel horrible about that. And then what does that do? It robs us of our peace. Being mindful there is going to help in a big way. So now you want to do the third one?
Yes, so A stands for being very alert and attentive throughout the day. Throughout the day, what is coming in my mind? We need to be we need to be like a watchdog. How a dog barks at the strangers, unless it's which dog?
A golden retriever.
Yes, the golden retriever. Will not bark.
Golden retriever is everybody's favorite dog.
Yes, so we need to be like watchdogs actually, and not golden retriever, but we need to be very actively using our minds. What we do, we are very passive. Whatever thoughts are coming, we are very lenient. We allow those thoughts to enter in our mind and we don't care.
But information, there's so much of information overload in this world, and we allow all of that to go in.
Right. So if you just keep gathering the information, you will be nowhere. But and the right information is important. Of course, information is good, but right information, how much information do we need? How many of you, when you get up in the morning, you think about your phone?
Or the news.
So the first thing that we do in the morning that stays with us throughout the day, so should never jump into the phone and try to look what is the message and this and that. Just give to yourself 5 minutes or 10 minutes of time just to go within and remind yourself that I am peace, I am peace, right? Okay, so now we will do that.
But we also say another motto of the Brahma Kumaris, this saying in Brahma Kumaris, that tension and attention.
Yes.
So when there is tension, then there is no tension. Yeah, so
But sometimes there is too much tension, keeping the tension. Oh, I have to pay attention, I have to pay attention, I have to pay attention.
yeah, that you can have. But reasonable attention will help us free ourselves from tension, and therefore there will be peace.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And C stands for company. Who is coming in my conversation throughout the day? The best company is, whose company is the best company?
All those are right.
God's company, your own company, if you are connected with your true self, and we will be talking about that in a moment. So true company is the best company. If you are in the company of those who are always talking in a negative way, then you also catch that negative energy and you will be affected. There is a saying that you get colored by the company that you keep. In Hindi we say jaisa sang vaisa rang, right? So if we are in the company of the divine, or if we are in the company of those people who are talking positive, then your energy will also, it will be like that. Their energy will catch that energy, and their energy will also be elevated. So we need to watch our companies. Very, very important. Yes. So, and the last one is E. That's the main thing actually. E stands for enlightenment. So we need to be enlightened throughout the day. Who am I? And that is where we are going to go now.
Yeah. And so, Krishna, what I was thinking that first we tell everyone about the practice of meditation, the specific practice of meditation that we do in Brahma Kumaris. It is called as Raja Yoga. And why is it called as Raja Yoga?
Right. Yeah, because there is so much information that we want to give to you, so we were thinking how to deliver this information in this short time. So, Raj Yoga meditation, there are two words here, Raja and Yoga. Raja, everyone knows the meaning of Raja, right? Raja means king. And Yoga means, how many of you know the meaning of the word Yoga? Usually when we talk about yoga, yoga is a buzzword in today's world, right? Very popular word.
Union,
Union, yes.
the connection.
Union, connection.
Yoga.
Yoga, yes. Yoga. It comes from the Sanskrit word yoj, that means yoga.
State of being. State of.
Yeah, so sure we will come to that.
Yes.
Yeah, the connection. We're talking about the connection, so there comes the connection. Now the thing is that if we are connected with the physical body, then that is called as Hatha Yoga. So Hatha Yoga means you are putting the body in a particular posture. Hatha means to make it forceful. Forcibly you are making your body to sit in a particular posture. That is Hatha Yoga. But Raja Yoga is about connecting with the being. Connecting with the being, the soul. So we learn the art of connecting with our true self. That is our true self. So we learn that when we understand who we are and we connect with that being, then we are able to become king of our own minds, king of our own senses. And when we become king of our own senses, that means we have full control over our senses. That means our remote is not in anyone's hands, right? We are the master of our own lives. We are the masters of our own feelings, our own thoughts, our own emotions.
See, the thing is that like Kanishka was talking about remote control, people around us have so much of control over our emotions, truly. Take a moment to think that. If they want us to be happy, they know how to make us happy. And they'll say some nice kind words and we'll be on the top of the world. And on the other hand, they also know how to make us sad. Yeah? You get sad when somebody says something negative to you? Very easily. At the drop of the hat, you can become sad. So they have all the remote controls, buttons, whatever, they know where to press. But how does that help? That's a life of subservience, life of slavery. Yeah? America became free from slavery many years back, right? Many centuries back. There was that Emancipation Proclamation. Yeah? But have we become free here? Is there independence here? Or are we still under the control of people around us? That's what we have to learn. So really speaking, to understand how we can become the kings of our own lives, the code, the crux, the ultimate understanding that Rajyoga gives us is that there are two dimensions of our existence.
Yeah, even before we go to talk about that, I was thinking that the connection that we're talking about in Raj Yoga meditation, and there are mainly two different types of connections that we talk about. One is the connection with the being, the soul, and another is the connection with the divine, the supreme soul.
Good, good. Yeah, thank you. So shall we go back to that? Alright. So now two dimensions of our existence. What do you think those are? Who will like to try to answer this? Two dimensions of our existence. Have you thought? Yeah, sure.
Inner and outer.
Cool, very good. Yeah, very good. So, yeah.
Conscious and unconscious.
All right, yeah, that too we can look at it from that point of view as well. But in a way, think of it, there is the physical dimension of existence, the body and this physical world that we are so aware of, where we interact with people. But there is a different dimension, the spiritual dimension, the non-physical one. So you look at this word human being, right? We say human being. Yeah, the Latin word is Homo sapiens. So, human being, what does this mean? Why do we even have two words to describe us? Have you thought of that?
Yeah.
We say table, yeah, we say car. Why do we have two words for us? Yeah. Yes? Yeah.
Being is a like living.
Exactly. So if you look at the word human, it has come from the Latin origin. The word in Latin was humus, not humus, like humus. Yeah. It's humus. Humus means soil. So that refers to this body. It has come from the soil, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur, phosphorus, nitrogen, and a few other things. So it comes from the soil, the earth, and goes back into the earth, back into nature. So therefore, this body is perishable. It has an expiration date, just like the milk that you buy in the grocery store. It has an expiration date stamped on it. You don't know your expiration date, but you all have, we all have. But the other dimension is the non-physical, the metaphysical, the spiritual, and that is the being, the soul, the life energy, the spirit, the light. Now what has happened in today's world? We have forgotten about the being. In the past 1 week, let's take a little stock of our last week that we have lived. Right? Today is Sunday, from last Monday to today. How much did you think about the soul? How much did you do anything for the progress of the soul? Or wasn't your whole energy going towards the physical component of your existence? You wake up in the morning, you need thinking about breakfast. So when breakfast is over, you have to go to work, then you start thinking about lunch. Then you go to work again, maybe or whatever, do what needs to be done, run errands, do the chores, and then you think about dinner again. Or whatever else you're doing, think about it, break it down.
Go to work out in the morning.
Yeah. Whatever else, and then think about sleeping and think about tomorrow. Which car I'm going to buy, which vacation am I going to go, which clothes I'm going to go on Amazon and click, click, click. Yeah, all of those things, everything is for the body. Everything is for the physical dimension of your existence. But the problem is with this physical dimension, it truly is not long lasting. You see? So in a way, it's not just that it has an expiration date, it's constantly changing. And apart from that, it is also limited. So limitation, constantly changing, and perishability in combination create the stress that we all have.
Mainly fear.
Yeah, stress and fear. Oh, my hair are getting white or grey. Yeah. That's why we have this dye companies, they're making millions of money, millions of dollars, right? And then all those things, oh my wrinkles, and now Botox and all that, they inject, and it's a big sprawling business now. So we are all worried about our looks. Rather than that, if you start to focus on the spirit, the spiritual dimension, and in fact, that is truly who you are. This is the code that all those ancient yogis and mystics knew about. And that's why they were so peaceful and happy.
So when we say that peace is within, within means where? Heart, lung, brain, where is peace?
In the soul.
It is in the soul, it is not in the body.
So as a soul, think about it, your energy. And energy cannot be destroyed. So you are eternal, you are imperishable, you are indestructible, you are immortal, you are not changing. Think about it. Now the other interesting thing that happens when we go into this soul conscious state is that, which we call the soul conscious state. So when we are fixated on the body, we call that as body conscious state. When we are in a way nicely fixated on the soul, that's called a soul conscious state. Now you think about it for a moment. There are so many things happening around us. People are saying strange things. People may sometimes even attack. Right? They may not necessarily be attacking, but we feel attacked many times. They may say things out of their own ignorance, their stupidity, whatever it is, but we end up feeling horrible about ourselves. So let me ask you a question. Let's say there is somebody who walks in, maybe he doesn't have the right sense, but say he attacks one of the genders, in a way, through his words. He says all people of this particular gender are fools or something, let's say. Let's say for women he says that, or he or she says that. Who would feel bad? And if that person comes and says something about men will feel bad. That person said that and will go away. Alright? Now you will keep thinking about it. How long do you like to think about these kind of things? 2 days, 2 months, 2 years, 20 years, 200 years? No? How does I feel that? That small thing happened, somebody said something, and you're not able to let go of it. So all your peace is gone. And every minute that you're not peaceful, every minute that you're upset, you're creating all those negative chemicals in your body. So you're harming yourself for no reason. What's the point? So now what we have to do is to go back into soul conscious state. That is the trick which all these ancient yogis knew about, and that's why they were constantly peaceful. Nothing bothered them, nothing affected them. I am a soul. As a soul, you have no gender. Does soul have a gender? The body has a gender, the soul doesn't. So if that person says something negative about men or women, or let's say about your profession, As a soul, you have no profession. Let's say that person says something about your religion. The soul has no religion. How about your nationality? So, as a soul, you have none of these identities. These are all acquired identities. You are none of these actually. You are just a soul. Nameless, ageless, genderless, religionless, professionless, nationalityless, colorless, casteless, raceless. As a soul, you have none of these. So you can't be bothered. You can be in that stable state of total peace. And then we'll go further deeper into this, but I wanted to give the chance to that brother there.
I have two questions. One is, we talked about soul and spirit, but definition for soul and spirit is different for different people. So from your perspective, what is the definition of soul and spirit?
Good.
And the second one is, yoga has to define this union of individual self with the universal self, or individual soul with the universal soul. But there are religions which don't believe in soul at all, like Buddhism. There is no individual soul, there is no universal soul. So how will the practice of Raja Yoga or any yoga be applicable to meditations which are based upon soul?
Yeah, good, dear brother. So see, we can't tell too much about other forms of meditation. What we can say is about Raj Yoga. You see, each one is entitled to their own beliefs. I can believe this thing stand here to be a dog, golden retriever. You can't say anything, you can't challenge it. Everybody is entitled to their own beliefs. You can think this to be a snake, you could think this to be an elephant. Everybody is entitled to their own beliefs. Belief doesn't tell us anything about the truth. We can believe that it is cold out there, wet out there, dry out there, whatever else. But when you go outside, you know. Knowing is truth. So when you experiment with what is the truth, then you understand what really it is. Then belief goes away. So yeah, people can believe whatever, but Raj Yoga doesn't believe in anything. Raj Yoga allows us to experiment and then experience, and through that we explore the truth. And the truth, the universal truth, if you go into, let's say, Vedanta philosophy, you go deep into the scriptures, what is the soul? Soul is the energy, the Atman, that animates the body.
I like to use this acronym here again. Source of unique light is soul.
Source of universal light, source of light. Yeah, that's what it is. When we see a corpse, a dead body, what has changed? That it has been dead, that it is dead, that you now want to get rid of the body. You say that person's body is lying here. That person left, the soul left. And that's why in Sanskrit, the word in Hindi, that's what we have, Arthi. Arthi, what does it mean? Rathi. Rathi is the charioteer, the soul. Living in the body, that's the chariot. And when the body doesn't have the soul, the charioteer has left, then the chariot is of no use. That gets disposed of. We have the soul.
Another analogy that we can use is seeing the body as a temple, and the soul is like a deity sitting inside the temple. See, this temple, without deities, the temple has no value. Because of these deities, everyone would like to come to the temple. So just like that, the soul is precious. Soul is like a deity.
See, you're welcome to do whatever feels good to you, but does that even give you any benefit? Okay, so then you're welcome to do it. But what
Most important is the inner peace.
is the inner peace? You know,
Is it going to give you inner peace? You have to ask yourself.
if it does, then sure, by all means. There are some people who go around hurting people, they find peace in that. That's their choice then, eventually. But in the larger understanding of the law of karma, when anything that we do, we think it is giving us peace, it could give us momentary peace, but does it give us long-lasting, everlasting peace? One has to see for himself or herself. It's everybody's journey. Now you think of it like I like to use this example. There was once a tiger who was minding his own business, and there was a donkey who walked by and suddenly started chatting with the tiger and said, "Do you know grass is blue?" You know the story. Alright, so grass is blue. And the tiger said, "What nonsense, grass is never blue, it's green." So now they start arguing for a long time. Eventually they didn't get an answer, so they went to the king. The king is the lion. So he listens to the story and then he says, "Alright, tiger, you're going to go into prison for 2 years." So why me? When is grass blue? So the lion says, "Well, you're not getting the jail for saying that grass is green. You're saying you're getting this prison because you are arguing with the donkey." So its choice is ours. If we want to argue with people who have no clues, who try to create unrest, bigotry, biases, prejudices, all of those people, how does it even help? You say it's your problem. You know what you are. See, the more we are, this is what we learn in deeper states of Raj Yoga, that when you know who you are, then you can't be attacked by anyone or anything. Then you don't need to defend yourself. So today, just say something most horrible if you want to say to me or Kanishta right now, we won't react. What we're talking about in the grand scheme of things is that there will be people who will be doing a lot of different things. We have to see which battles do we want to fight. If you feel that's a battle worth fighting, by all means do that. If what Raj Yoga teaches us is those ancient yogis never got bothered by anything because they knew what is the truth, and they knew that there's no point in arguing with a donkey or donkeys on the planet. So that's why they were always in that eternal bliss. So if you want to experience true inner bliss, the choice is yours. You have to see what things you want to let go and what things you want to fight for. If you feel the need to fight, please by all means fight that. Alright? Sounds good?
Here in this Rajyoga meditation, one very simple thing about this word yoga is the meaning of this word yoga. One is definitely connection, another is yoga means remembrance. So remembrance of what? We need to remember that peace is my original religion. This is a very powerful statement. Human beings have been fighting because of different religions, Hindu, Muslims, whatever. But the originality, the truth is that peace is our original religion. So if we practice this.
How about love? Love, compassion, universal love. We can have that. So actually the thing is that the soul itself has 7 inherent qualities. Do you know which are those?
Just like 7 colors of a rainbow. We all love to see the rainbow, right? And we see the rainbow, we call everyone, come, see.
You see those double
rainbows,
which we can see in India.
Right.
So think of it for a moment. Those 7 colors, similarly we have 7 qualities of the soul.
And that rainbow you see only once in a while, but this rainbow is in our inner nature, inner world. You can visit and you can see.
So what are the 7 qualities? You want to guess? The first one?
Love.
We show love, thank you.
Forgiveness.
Yeah, that is part of love in a way. Good.
Kindness.
Yeah, that also part of love. Yeah.
Peace.
Peace, yeah.
Love, peace.
Happiness. 4th, bliss. 5th, power. 6th, wisdom. And 7th, purity. So these are the inherent qualities of the soul. So the interesting thing is that as soon as you shift your consciousness from the physical dimension of your existence, that I am a body, rather than that you start seeing yourself as a soul, then automatically you start experiencing these 7 qualities. So you start experiencing peace.
So it's all about remembrance. We have all forgotten who you truly are. The thing is that in today's world, we remember what we should have forgotten, and we have forgotten what we should have remembered. And that's why no one is able to experience peace in today's world. It's all about remembrance, all about awareness.
So the first is peace. You start experiencing peace. So let's do that exercise now. Let's do that. Yeah, you have a question? 1 minute. 1 minute. I promise I'll give the opportunity to everyone. Is that okay? You want to say that? No, it's okay, dear brother. Please,
Thank you for the wonderful insight. We really appreciate you, both of you. Thank you so much. My question is, I like the PEAC acronym that the sister gave. How do I get stuck on attentiveness of mind? How do we expand that? First, just identifying the soul when we have those experiences, and then the attentiveness to make it last longer. You can elaborate
Yes,
on
dear brother, that's a lovely question. We'll definitely address that in a moment. And as we go into this little bit of exercise together, you will see how it will all start to come together. So, peace. That is the inherent quality of the soul. So, for a little bit, if you can, forget that you're a body. Make that shift, which we call as soul conscious state. That is, we are moving from a body conscious state to a soul conscious state. I am a soul. By the way, do you know how does the soul look like? It's non-physical, but light. It's just light. See yourself as light. Light that keeps your body alive. The life force, the charioteer that is keeping the chariot moving. Soul. Point of light. The inherent quality of which is peace, happiness, bliss, love, power, wisdom, purity. So feel a sensation of peace evolving inside you. As if there's a wave that has risen in the ocean. A wave of peace. And see it flooding your entire consciousness. Flooding your existence. Flooding your body. From the top of your head to the tips of your toes. Nothing but peace. And you can do the same thing for happiness. Feel happiness evolving within you. Waves upon waves of happiness. Bliss. Wisdom. Purity. Love. See how beautiful it feels. The deep understanding that we need to have is that we can experience all these qualities truly only when we have made that shift. I like to use that example. Let's say you have lost your keys in the kitchen and you search here for the rest of eternity. Will you find the keys in this hall? Yes, no?
No.
Never. So, peace doesn't exist in the physical dimension of our existence. Neither peace, nor happiness, nor love, nor none of these are qualities. They are the inherent characteristics of the soul, the spirit. So in order to experience that, you have to enter into this dimension. So stay in this dimension for as long as you can. And there is another very beautiful thing that happens. Whatever you experience is what you start to express, start to radiate. So when you experience peace, what will you radiate? Peace. When you experience happiness, what will you radiate? Happiness. When you experience love, yes, sisters, what will you radiate? Love. When you experience power, you radiate power. So you think of it for a moment, just for a moment. Let's say there are two versions of me. I've been cloned. There's another version standing here and I'm sitting. This version is in the body conscious state. And this version here is in the soul conscious state. So this version will be experiencing and expressing peace, love, happiness. Despite whoever coming and saying whatever nonsense. But this version will be in peace, will be in stability. Whereas this version will get all bogged down or whatever, will get agitated. Now which version will you invite to your home for dinner? So now you flip this example for yourself. There are two versions of you. This soul conscious version and the body conscious version. Which version will be liked by others? Which version will be liked by the boss and the boss will give the raise, promotion? Think about it. That's the version we have to practice. That's the version these ancient mystics were always in. That you would go in front of them, you would be in close proximity to them, and you would experience peace, love, happiness, all of these beautiful things when we were with them. Why? Because they were experiencing that. And why were they experiencing that? They were expressing that. That's why you felt it. Why they were expressing? Because they were experiencing it. And why were they experiencing, or how were they experiencing? What was that divinity code, that ultimate code? Soul consciousness. They lived in that dimension, that true understanding of who they are or were. Yeah, the time went pretty fast. So far so good, understood. And so I think the other enlightenment important thing to do is...
Before that, I think brother had asked one question, right?
Yeah, but he has left, so when he comes back, no, he's here. So you want to say something about that? But I was also thinking about
connecting with God, just for a minute. How to sustain that attention, right? That's what he asked about.
Yes.
How to sustain the attention. So one of the practices that we do in Brahma Kumaris is what we call as traffic control. So every hour for 1 minute we stop and use that formula, remember that acronym SOS, and watch our thoughts and give ourselves this information that I am a soul. And really experience that peace in the soul, in that moment. And for the next 59 minutes, I hold that energy. But then again, if someone comes to you and says something to you and your peace is lost, you have to connect again to that source. So now you know the source, so there you will be able to experience peace, right? So this true information is very important. So if you do this practice every hour, then it will be easy for you to sustain it throughout the day. Otherwise, if you remember only in the morning time, I am peace, I'm a soul, and throughout the day you get busy with your day-to-day activities and you forget, then it will be hard for you. So that's why you need to practice it. You have to make it natural. Over the period of time, it will become natural as you practice it.
Practice makes us perfect, like driving. Thank you, Ji. Thank you for that question. So as we are coming close to the end, I think it's important that we take them into that connection with that divine energy.
Yes, so like I said before, that the second type of connection that we learn in the Raja Yoga meditation is about connecting with the Supreme. But before making this connection, again, we need to know the right information. If you want to connect with someone, you need at least some information about that person or that place, only then you will be able to reach out to that person, right? So just like that, if we want to make connection with the divine, then we need to have at least true information about who the divine is, who the supreme energy is. So our understanding of the Brahma is that just like this physical body has a physical parent and the child looks very similar to the parents, similarly the soul also has a parent. That is, we call that parent as the supreme soul or the divine soul. Paramatma. And that soul, just like the soul is a tiny, tiny point of light, that supreme soul is also point of light. So when we make a connection, so we connect with the supreme soul in that way. He is light and I am light.
And the other interesting thing is that we talked about the 7 qualities. So in a way we are reservoirs of these 7 qualities, but we're small reservoirs. And that supreme energy is the ultimate reservoir. And that's why we call him as the ocean. So ocean of peace, ocean of happiness, ocean of bliss, ocean of wisdom, ocean of power, ocean of purity. So hold this thought that you are now connecting to the ocean. So then you will have all the access of peace, happiness that you want. That's why all these ancient yogis were always happy and peaceful. Not only because they were able to connect to their own inner peace, but they also had the connection with that higher source.
Let's have an experience before we take more questions, right? Let's have the experience of the divine energy. Just 1 minute experience, okay? So let's, because it's very important to make this connection, because like he said, our reservoir is very limited and his reservoir is huge. That's why we need to go to him to connect. So when you do traffic control, like I said before, in this traffic control time, you also, as you progress, you also learn how to make the connection with the divine. So that's why we want to give you that experience. So just relax your body and sit with this awareness that you are a soul, a very tiny, tiny point of light. And this light, the intensity of this light is maximum at the center of your forehead. So take this moment to connect with this tiny point of light at the center of your forehead. Forget about your physical body and everything related to this physical body for a few moments. In this moment, you are just a tiny, tiny point of light and nothing else. Nothing exists in this moment. Just allow yourself to experience the energy of the soul. The peace resides within. Just allow the flow of energy, peace in your entire body. And in this state of consciousness, now feel as if the supreme light from up above is falling upon you. Just feel His divine light penetrating your inner space. And this light is very beautiful, very loving, very peaceful. Connect your mind to this light and absorb the power of peace, the power of love. Allow this pure light to enter in your inner space and just feel the more light you absorb from the divine, the more light you become. to consciousness. Now you see yourself as you are interacting with the outside world. You are very light. Light in your thoughts, light in your words, light in your every action. Not only you are light, but you are making everyone around you very light. You are radiating light, light upon light. See, there is lightness in this room as we all are connected to our